Hey, what's up, world? This is going to be Scientific Enlightenment number 8. Okay, I'm going to draw something that came to me recently. In terms of like either a shape that I think nature flows at. I need some paper. Okay. So this is the Earth, okay? This is the Earth floating in space. It's rotating around itself and it's rotating around the sun, revolving around the sun. It's also constantly being pulled gravitationally, right? By every which way, there are gravity pulls. So the Earth is bipolar. It has like a North Pole and a South Pole. And right, anyway, so it's getting pulled by every which way. This fact that it has a magnet, that it's like a magnetic thing, makes it so that it has a toroidal or toroidal is that how you say it? Toroids. I only heard about this word like maybe 2 years ago when I saw that documentary called like What the Hell Is It Gonna Take, or something like that. Thrive? That's what it was called. Thrive. Made by like some people, important people, about basically the impending consciousness shift of our entire species on the planet. And it spoke about toroids. Toroidal. Anyways, it's a kind of field that apparently everything has. And I would agree with that. I think that because something exists in space, it affects gravity. Like, it has its own minute gravity. Like, gravity is like an inherent thing. Like, it doesn't kick in after like, a certain amount of mass. It's related to mass. It's related to space. Anyways, so so much to talk about. So for this forgetting the Earth for a second, let's just look at the shape, okay? I think that this is like obviously it's the infinity sign, but I think that this is like everything in the world that you need to know about everything. And if you extend it like that, like this shape, this one's too clean. How? As you can see, okay, I started by doing that, and then as long as you kind of have that, you could go anywhere. Every time you reach the point in the middle, which I'll call the fulcrum, but I'm probably not the right word for that. you could either turn left or right, and it doesn't matter which one you do, you'll always be okay. And so literally at this point here, a computer program that is randomly taking on or off, left or right, 0 or 1, or you that is randomly with your brain deciding, oh, I was gonna go left, but I'm gonna go right now. Oh, I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna go left. Oh, whatever, who cares? Oh, I'm gonna turn here. Like, you could always change. Go here you can actually go fucking 4 ways. Yeah, you're coming in here. You can go fucking here, here. You can go back here, here. Whoa, there's way more than 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can always go 6 different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's fucked up. So you could actually go 6 ways. I thought it was only 2. But when you're just doing it, if you want to just do it at home and do it yourself, you realize that, like, you can't fuck up. You can't not make this thing. Even if you really act like a jerk, the only thing you can't do is go back on yourself. Which, if you model this like 3D or more Ds, you realize that you never really would be going back on yourself. So you have to imagine that this is always flowing through time, or if you want to just imagine like it being like gravity wise, okay, either going up or going down. Picture this is as you are drawing it. And that's what's actually happening. Even though I'm drawing it in 2D, there's actually the time stamps, and this is like one plane of the cut of like what it looks like. But in terms of time, that actually kind of. So what I'm getting at. Yeah, what I was gonna say was, even if you do kind of go back in life, you're still like doing that. There's no like, even if I'm doing this, like if you flip it over time into doing this, so there's still, you're never going back on yourself. You're never back in a point of time that you already passed. There is always continuity. We're never, because of time and gravity, I would argue as soon as that pen continues to fall, like, the rules are the same. It's related to time, but all this to say is that this is like an answer. This is like an answer of life. An answer. I think the universe, I mean, I know for sure it does do this. It's just hard to explain, or maybe I don't understand it myself. But there's some sort of fucking, it's constantly gravitating in, and it never ends. And if you think about free energy and the physics that we're led to believe, like, it's not, okay, first of all, okay, there's 2 things, right? We don't learn about Tesla in school. There's reasons why humans want to control information. Like, I'm sure 9/11 is taught as like the terrorists did it and not Dick Cheney and the group of people, but it's obviously not like that. But the point is, what you learn in school is one thing, and then at the same time, for it to be physical things, like Isaac Newton said that, like, there's 3 laws of motion, like every action has a reaction, that like things in movement want to stay in movement, and then like something about force and acceleration. I'm so tired today. Okay. So with gravity, I think that if you count the bound, 2 things, okay? So we're led to believe that nothing could be like constantly going, you know, like there can't be perpetual motion, but gravity is a pretty fucking perpetual motion. Like it's constantly never stopping to pull everything on this planet into it. And it's rotating, the earth is rotating on itself perpetually forever. That is actually happening. So how could you say that there's no like perpetual motion if it's already constantly happening? And if you want to say something stupid like, oh, this fucking, it's gonna stop rotating around the sun one day, gravity might stop one day too, but right now it's perpetual. Like for the frame of reference that we live in, it's perpetual our whole lives. So that's one thing. Gravity is constantly pulling us. We're constantly flying around the sun. We have like free energy. It's just the terminology to call it free energy is just what I think why we all get fucked up. But like, man, there's abundant free energy. Like literally, just in your mind. Like we're free. We're kind of free. We just have to like free it. Like we literally have like like we're not trapped. We're like floating in this swimming pool that is the universe. And we're fucking swimming it together. And it's going either way, no matter what you do tomorrow or next week or what you have plans for and like what you think the priorities are and what they actually might be and whatever. They're just still constantly going. Like, so why don't we just free it? Why don't we just take a second and say, let's free ourselves. There's not enough of this kind of talk because I don't know why, but there should be more of this talk with the people that could really make it happen. And I was gonna say like, oh, the leaders of our world, but it's you, buddy, it's you. You could start talking about it. You could start doing things about it. You could start creating the world you want to create. You are infinitely powerful and you have tools at your disposal that every enlightened genius before you didn't have. Every great was pre-internet, pretty much. It's like we're fishing with dynamite with computers and the internet and cameras and all this, and we're not. I don't see enough of the capitalization, but I'm not gonna be personally accountable or mad at my own self for not kind of taking reality into my own hands. All right. So gravity. One other thing I want to say is that like bounce, because gravity is constantly pulling itself in all the time. I think that a super ball, right? The potential energy the energy that it takes me to like lift it up and then let it go. Right, let it go is like no energy, but the potential energy to like lift it up, the kinetic energy to lift it up to whatever, the energy that it takes me to lift up the fucking ball and then let it go, and then that ball's like jumping all across the room and shit. I would argue that that's gravity being used. Like there's a whole lot more output than input in terms of me picking up that ball, and then there's gravity's constantly jerking that fucking super ball to bounce around, and it's creating energy more than you put into it because you're tapping into gravity and you're using balance. So somewhere at the center of the earth or the center of every fucking object, there's a point that doesn't exist but that it does, and the gravity fucking pull is going in there. So there's something in the middle that is constantly pulling. And and that's related to time. So as long as time is going, as long as the sun is shining, there's a place for you in my heart. That's the bottom line. Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out and round, upside down, you turn me, you love me instantly, oh so new to me, upside down, come on. Toroids and fucking gravity and bounce and twist and spin and helix and infinity loops. Exactly what I'm doing right now is what it does. It comes back. It does not, although the past is kind of solidified, physically the gravity bounces back. And I think Tesla understood that, and he was just like, whatever, I'm gonna put a huge fucking like 100-foot tower into the ground, 100 feet like into the ground or more, and then who knows how high, and I'm just gonna make that motherfucker do that, and I'm gonna be able to give power to the whole world. And he was serious, the motherfucker. He was serious. We will find a way. The Hokies will prevail. Sorry for how shit this episode was, but I'm tired as hell. All heck. Tired as all heck, goddammit. Scientific enlightenment number 8. But try that drawing for yourself and literally go wherever the hell you want. Once you like could just keep doing that, then just say I'm gonna go wherever I want and try to motherfucking break this thing, and you won't. And it's interesting